Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're going to get back into more Amberlynn and Reid content. Now, quickly before we get into it, we are going to do the truth video and kind of take it with a grain of salt and try to discern what we believe is the truth. It's hard to take Amber for her word because she is not exactly known for her truthful nature. She's not exactly the pinnacle of truth she likes to claim she is. We also have more videos from Foodie coming out, but I am going to skip ahead to current videos and get back to the videos I have been doing for the past month. So I want to try doing 2 videos of Foodie, not every single day, but attempt to kind of film as best I can and upload them one after another. So that way I can close the gap from the videos I was watching a month ago and the current videos now. Try to make it a little bit easier on myself. It might be a little difficult because I can't promise videos every single day, let alone 2 videos a day, but I can only try to catch up. We'll eventually meet in the middle, but try to catch up the best I can while also actively staying with Foodie. She does a lot of eat with me's as well as a lot of live streams, which I don't watch the live streams because, my god, are they boring. But the videos are tolerable enough for me to watch. But that being said, we're just going to let Amber take it from here, and we're going to watch the video now.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So this video is going to be updates on Rarity, my cat that is missing, and also questions and concerns that I've seen float around. I want to do my diligence and like answering questions because it just seems like a lot of people are confused, and I know there is a section of people who watch me who stay confused on purpose. I'm not making this video for them. I'm making this video for my supporters and for people who actually care about Rarity.
You know, Amber, for someone who lost their cat and is not actively searching for them, you would be less of a condescending bitch and actually, you know, put some effort into respecting other people who criticize you for the shit you do. Because, let's face it, you've done it with 2 cats now, and you can say that it was the ex-roommate, you can say that it was her, but you fully admitted that you let that cat out, and there's no way in hell your 400-pound ass was running after that cat and caught it. So unless that cat stopped, it just stopped dead in its tracks, probably out of fear of watching you run up towards it, or at least waddle up towards it, and pick it up. There is no way in hell you catch that cat. So I'm just going to ask you to refrain from having that condescending attitude, because we all know you're full of shit. Secondly, we don't actively choose to be ignorant or confused on purpose. We just criticize your actions because we know that you're lying. There's a difference between criticizing your actions and being ignorant to the truth.
So a big question is like, what day did she go missing? Did she go missing while you were at the Billie Eilish concert? Like, I'm confused why you're at a concert while your cat is missing. Like, what? Billie Eilish concert happened on the 14th. Rarity went missing very early in the morning on the 17th. I was not at a Billie Eilish concert while my cat was missing. I could tell you that.
This right here also annoys me because she says the cat's been missing for 2 days, but then follows it up with the cat's been missing with 1 day, but has the audacity to say that people are choosing to be ignorant or confused on purpose. So which is it? Has the cat been missing for 2 days, or has it been missing for 1 day? You can't change the date. It's like it's one or the other. Unless the cat's been missing for a whole day and you didn't notice.
Every time I upload a video now, the question is, why are you doing that instead of looking for your cat? My answer to that is pretty simple. 2 things can happen at once. I am working and I'm also trying to look for my missing cat. I'm literally in my bed in the dark, editing my videos at like 2 a.m. as it's snowing. And yes, please do not remind me that it is snowing and my cat is outside. I just hope that there is a loving person who found her and is currently taking care of her and just haven't contacted like the animal shelter or anything. That is my absolute hope in this.
Okay, Amber, yes, 2 things can be true at once, but at the same time, you are actively sitting in bed filming videos or editing videos, but not doing anything for your cat. Your girlfriend put the post up, and you have just been sitting there crying because that's just a way of getting sympathy from people. Like, you don't care about that cat. That cat is just the physical embodiment of love and affection that you can get outside of your relationship. So what have you done for your cat other than expect your girlfriend to do the work for you? Like, someone posted whether or not your cat potentially may be passed on the side of the road, and you refuse to even go and check. And I get your girlfriend has to work, but you can pay an Uber, you got the money, why not go check? You had the chance to check, and yet you didn't even do that, which proves that you do not give 2 shits about this cat. So you can sit there on your ass and drip condescension as much as you want, but we all see who you truly are as a person.
I go through random moments where I literally have the biggest breakdowns, and I'm like, all right here is so dry and painful. Even just like touching it hurts because all I do is cry, it feels like. And I'm just becoming literally a shell of a person. Rarity was everything to me. Like,
You know, Amber, we might actually be more empathetic to you if your personality type wasn't daily mental breakdowns about issues you created yourself. That is your entire personality. Self-victimization. So suck it up and find your cat.
I know some of you guys would joke around that Rarity was my favorite of the three. That's not true. I don't have a favorite, but you guys would joke about that. I loved her a lot. She just like followed me everywhere, literally everywhere. No matter what room I was in, no matter what I was doing, she was there. So in vlogging moments, you guys saw that because she was always there. Like, she just was attached to my hip and she was just my little best friend. And to not have her and to like...
Notice how it's just the things that the cat does for her that makes her feel good. The cat follows her around. The cat's always with her. That makes her feel good. It is literally just the physical embodiment of an outside source of a relationship that is love, attention, and validation. That is what her animals are to her. Which I understand, companionship is the primary reasons why we get animals in the first place. But if really the only thing you can think of is what the cat does for you, yeah, no wonder why the cat ran away.
Ugh, the hardest part of it all is the unknown. Where is she? Is she hurting? Is she scared? Is she cold? Like, does she feel lonely? Like, it's just so much. Or is she having the freaking time of her life? Like, the world is her oyster.
Yes, the house cat that has spent its entire life in the house is going to be living it up outside. It's definitely not going to be struggling to find food. It's definitely not going to struggle avoid traffic, other animals, potential dangers that it may not necessarily know about because it's spent its entire life inside. Yeah, it's definitely going to be safe and sound. It's going to be living its life, you know, in New York somewhere. Like, do you even hear yourself, Amber? Like, the cat is not going to have the time of its life. It's probably no longer alive because of your own ignorance and your own just negligence.
I don't know. Cats don't run away, they explore. And they explore too hard and then they get lost. That's what happened with Rarity. She didn't run away.
Jesus effing Christ. Like, this girl can't even admit that the cat ran away. She has that... Get your head over your own ass, Amber. Maybe it'll be easy to find your cat if it wasn't so far up your own ass.
People were wondering, was she stressed? No, she acted like she owned this house. I was like, Tommy, I think you have a new owner of this house and it is Rarity. Rarity isn't like a scared cat. Like, she handles herself so well. She adapts so well. Like, she's just a smart little kitty and she loved it here. Like, this is really sad, but literally this video I'm about to show you is her laying on Tommy a night before she went missing.
The cat has no choice but to adapt because you actively forced it into an area where it doesn't know what's going on. You actively forced it 14 hours away from the home that it spent a year getting used to live with other animals that it may not even associate properly with because you forced them all together in one area in an unfamiliar area that is owned by other pets. You had no idea how dangerous that could have been for any of your animals, and I'm still on the fence with a lot of people whether or not your cat may have had a very negative outcome with one of Tommy's other animals and you're just covering it up and saying the cat was missing. Because people would eventually ask, hey, where is Rarity? So I am still on the fence whether or not the cat ran away or the cat is now deceased because of maybe Tommy's other cats or other dog getting involved. It would also explain the reason why you changed up your language and used past tense to speak about your cat that has only been missing for a day or two. Kind of weird way of really addressing the situation by using past tense when the cat could likely still be alive and return to you.
She's happy, she's content, she's purring, and it just breaks my heart that like she explored too hard and now I can't find her and I feel like I'm failing, but I'm doing everything I can.
I'm sorry, I just don't feel it. I feel like it's genuinely fake and like she does not have any... There's no emotion behind her words. And like the fake look down and the crying and the sad thing and the fake waterworks, it's just, none of it's real. We've all seen the TikToks that she has done where she fakes cries, and it's the exact same thing. There is no emotion behind her eyes, and you can see it's just played up from the camera. And even I, as someone who has trouble interpreting people's body language and how they feel because of my autism, if I can tell you it's fake, then you know some shit is up.
I will not be crying in this video. I am being attacked for crying. I'm being attacked for not crying. I'm being told there's no tears when I am crying. I am being told, why are you so horrible? You're not crying. Like, it's just like, what is happening? I don't know.
Perfect summarization of how Amber feels. She only cares about how other people perceive her feelings. If you genuinely were sad and you lost your pet, you would not give two shits about how other people feel. I would know because I have lost my own pets. Not like lost in the way that Amber lost pets as in they have passed away. I have been emotionally devastated for a long time because of those pets passing away. I still, to this day, wake up from having nightmares of what those pets had to go through because of, cancer, because of diseases, and they having to be put down. Their last moments of being in a room in an unfamiliar area being put down. You have no idea what it's like to lose an animal like that, Amber, because you don't have the emotional just capability to perceive that complex of emotions and that level of depression unless it involves you specifically as a person suffering. You couldn't care less about an animal, let alone another person, so you don't have that emotional range to understand it. I'm getting upset. I'm getting really upset right now. So
which kind of reminds me, people were like, why were you smirking? Why weren't you crying in this video? If you guys remember that video, it's because there was mixed company here. I wasn't the only one here. Tommy wasn't the only one here. There was mixed company, and it's not people I normally film in front of, so I was feeling a little awkward and a little like shy a little bit. People noticed that I seemed a little off. That is why.
Well, there's these amazing things called legs. You have two of them, you hardly use them. Maybe if you get off your ass and move to another area, you could have actually cried in peace. Or you could have not used your little covert narcissism tactics like you usually do, talking about how your cat's missing in front of mixed company, because that is just an amazing situation to do. Or you could have waited until they left and filmed the video then if you're too lazy to move.
People are also asking if the Tommy's Rumors video, which this one right here, was filmed while Rarity was missing. No, absolutely not. People are also asking, like, why do I keep talking in past tense? Like, why did I say, I know you guys loved her, instead of saying, I know you guys love her? My anxiety and my mental health is so bad that my brain keeps going to the worst case scenario.
Here we go again. Amber, you know what? I've actually seen better acting in adult films than whatever the shit this is.
I am trying more than anything to stay positive and to think positive and to just like do my diligence as a pet owner. There is a small amount of defeat inside of me, and I don't want to give up. When you hear me speak in past tense, that is why, is because I'm just having so much anxiety and fear and stuff that it's really getting in my head.
I am willing to bet that she has already picked a new name for a new kitten.
Another question I'm getting is, why isn't the yard fenced in? It is a fenced in yard. Another question is like, bro, Amberlynn, like, how did you not notice that the door was open when you let the dogs out? So yesterday I actually filmed exactly what happened and how it happened. So here it is.
All right, so I have not actually seen any of the videos of this clip. So I did not know she was going to pull out a 60 seconds reenactment bullshit right here. So I do apologize for the amount of anger that I'm probably going to express. And I did see this thumbnail, so I was already annoyed at the fact that she was posing with a door open. Like, the fact that you think that it's appropriate, and you can actually say that, oh, well, YouTube picks my thumbnails. No, they can, but you don't. You know damn well you pick your thumbnails, Amber, because every single time that a thumbnail gets picked, it happens to be the best part or one of the most inappropriate moments of the video. Is very unlikely. Very, very, very unlikely. So you know damn well what you're doing.
Okay, guys, so instead of explaining how it happened, I want to show you how it happened. I did just get out of the shower, so my hair is wet and a mess. Don't mind that.
Even when she's doing a reenactment of her cat going missing, she still looks into the viewfinder just to check herself out. Like, my god. I would not be surprised if Amber pulled a Patrick Bateman. Like, if you guys know what I'm talking about from American Psycho, the scene in which he was sleeping with a woman, and he looks over to the mirror and checks himself out while he's doing it, that would be Amber if they had a mirror in the bedroom.
So usually I take the dogs out and this curtain is usually open, so I just close it like that. But when it happened, it was 5 in the morning. Yes. And this is closed. And when I closed this door, I thought I closed the door.
I don't believe that for a second. I just don't. How is someone who claims to, or allegedly claims to have OCPD, and yet leave a door open. That's just non-existent. People with OCD and OCPD don't do that. Secondly, you're a grown woman, 5 in the morning, leave a door open and not closing and locking it. You don't think that's dangerous? Because I'm a grown-ass man and I've been told by my parents on a daily basis, close and lock your doors. Doesn't matter when it is or when it is. It could be in the middle of the day. If your door is open, you're in danger. Close and lock your doors. Even when the doors are closed and locked, there's still the windows, you're still in danger. So the fact that's not been drilled in your head is very concerning. And it doesn't even need to be drilled in your head. As a woman, you should know these dangers and you should close and lock your door. 3, you have been known for leaving the dogs outside and also just leaving the doors open with Crystal and Monkey and back in that time in your life. So I don't really trust the fact that you don't just leave the door open and the animals come and go. That's basically what you would do. You probably just took your eyes off it and realized, oh, Rarity disappeared because that was the first time she got too close to the door and ran off. I would not be surprised if she just lets the dogs come and go. And is there anything else I could really... Oh, also the fact there's a glass door. I also have a glass door that goes onto my backyard from my living room area. It requires you to have a significant amount of force to open and close. And so with the amount of force you're pushing, you would know full well when it hits the door frame and comes to a stop. So leaving the door half open is a choice. Even when you're half awake, it is a choice because you know damn well that door is not fully closed.
It seemed like I did. I was half asleep with a million things on my mind. And this is how far I left it open. Like the most simple mistake of the world.
See what I mean? Like, you have to push it with a significant amount of force, and you know damn well when the door is fully closed. Like, it hit and stopped. Like, you can tell it's fully closed.
Can happen in less than a second. And literally ruin and shatter your whole life.
You know, for someone who has a ruined and shattered life, you'd perfectly fine in the current videos because you're bragging and laughing about a fire that potentially happened and you're joking with your partner. Someone who has a destroyed life that is currently in ruins and it's shattered and the glass is everywhere, there's so much just, it's so difficult for you, you wouldn't be laughing the way you are. You wouldn't be joking around the way you are. You wouldn't be filming videos like you are right now. Like, someone who is so mentally traumatized over the fact that they lost their best friend in their entire world wouldn't be making jokes and laughing like that.
Like, a lot of people were confused saying that I leave the door open for the dogs to go outside. No, it happened after the dogs came back inside. And the only reason why I noticed is because the spot you guys always see me sitting in is literally right here. This is the dining room, by the way. So after I let the dogs back in, I was just doing things around the house. It was like 20 minutes later. I sat down in the chair and I felt like a super cold breeze. And I was like, that's weird. And then I put 2 and 2 together. I came over here. It's like I said, these were closed. I opened these. I like peeked around the corner and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then that's when I knew.
So you just come to the realization that your cat happens to be missing by looking at the door. You didn't bother looking for them. You just knew they were gone. That doesn't sound right. Also, the door's on a sliding track. It goes from left to right. You would be able to notice that the door was slightly ajar because that is a bit of a distance too. Like, if you're familiar with the area, which you've been there for, what, 2 months now, you would know whether or not the door is fully closed by looking at the door and noticing that it's not fully slotted to the right.
That's when I knew. And a lot of people are confused on like when it happened. It was the 17th at like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I'm telling you, we searched this house high and low and searched like surrounding areas outside of the home. And then that's when we put it online that Rarity was missing, and the haters have officially made it to where Rarity's poster is even being taken down from websites because of the fake Twinkie one.
I do not agree with what people did. I think it's kind of childish, and it takes away, for one, trying to find Rarity, but two, potentially taking away efforts to find someone else's cat. Like, you could do something else other than try to impede someone else finding their cat. Like, that's a big, I think that's a big no-no in my point of view. I think that was kind of a douchebag thing to do. Even as a joke, it's not funny. It really isn't. But, like, at the same time, Amber, there is still plenty more you could do than just posting one post of your cat online and calling it a day. There's so much more you could be doing.
Which is so unfair and so wrong, and it's taking away, ultimately saving Rarity's life. Like, it is literally that easy for it to happen. And so many of you have contacted me on Instagram saying that like the same thing has happened to you guys, where like cats can slip out the door in literally half of a second. Like, I am always so mindful and careful about things like this. I know that Rarity is adventurous. I know that she has the desire to explore literally everything. So I always have to be super careful. But like, I literally thought I closed the door because it's a routine that I do every single day.
And again, you do not check the door knowing that your cat is curious and adventurous and likes to get into things. Double check your door. It is that simple. It takes 2 seconds to check whether or not the door is closed. I don't like I grew up doing this stuff. Like, I have always been someone who has been surrounded by animals. I've always been, from a very young age, even when someone else is in the house with you, 5, 6 years old, even if mum and dad are in the house with you, close and lock the door. If your sister or your big brother is looking after you, make sure the door is closed. Even when you think the door is closed and you're going to go to your room or do something, just double check the door and see if it's closed and locked, so that way you can go and do what you want in your own room. You could read a book, watch a movie, play a game, and you know the doors are locked and you are safe. That has always been drilled in my head, and I completely understand. Obviously, Amber was never raised like I was, because I actually had caring parents that weren't your parents. But like, 35 years old, and just double check the door. How do you not know that?
And I'm being called neglectful for it, and it's just like, it hurts. And it's like, if you call me neglectful for that, then you're calling every single person who has a missing animal neglectful, and that's not the case.
You want to know what's also not the case? You taking this one specific situation and believing that this is why people call you an animal abuser. You're taking this one specific current situation and trying to label it in a way that misrepresents our argument. You have a pattern of behavior, just like Foodie also has a pattern of behavior that leads you to getting the label of animal neglector and abuser. It's not just this one specific situation. It's the 11 years on YouTube of you doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. You can't say that it's one time, because it's not one time, unless you're saying this was the one time it was done on accident, and every other thing that you've done was abuse, was actually calculated, and an action that you knew you were doing when you were doing it. So you knew that you were leaving your dog shaking in pain when you went to go get something to eat. You knew full well you let Gracie May out. You knew when you were tossing the cats around that you could potentially hurt the cats. You knew full well when you were taking food away from Monkey that you were emotionally abusing the dog and putting it in a state of awareness where it was feeling like it's being attacked. You knew the things that you were doing were negative. So you're saying right here, right now, that you knew what you were doing, all the neglect and all the abusive things that you were doing. They were active decisions you chose to make, and they were not accidents. That's what you're saying to me right now.
Mistakes genuinely happen. I am literally beating myself up constantly. I blame myself wholeheartedly for Rarity being missing.
Good, you should feel bad, because it is your fault.
I am so beyond worried that there's just no words to express the pain and the regret that I have. I should have been more careful, but neglectful, no. I'm not that. Did I make a huge, massive mistake? Yes. And I'm gonna have to live with that. Again, I just wanna say thank you guys so much for the support. You guys have been contacting me and Tommy every single time there is like a missing gray and white cat found. And it's been really helpful. And someone messaged and said that they saw a missing gray and white cat actually close to where we are. So that helps us, like, we stay in our neighborhood when we go out and look. And now we're also going to that spot where someone said that it might have been her that they saw.
So let me get this straight. The only time you leave your house to search for your cat is when someone on Instagram tells you that your cat may potentially be in this area, ignoring the fact that you have a lot of people who don't like you. So they could be wasting your time by telling you that they saw a cat in XYZ location. So that's the only time you choose to leave your house and search for your cat.
I have posted all kinds of flyers. Tommy has posted flyers. We have called shelters. I have messaged shelters. We have gone outside. We have gone on foot. We have gone in the truck very slow, with flashlights, without flashlights. We have called her name. We have called her nicknames. We have left out food, the litter, clothes, anything that she can smell and be like, whoa, that's home. So the next step I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be posting a money cash reward. I feel like sometimes people will find a cat, especially Rarity, and just see how sweet and loving she is and probably want to keep her. So I'm hoping that, like, if someone does have her, they'll see the cash reward and they'll say, you know what, I'd rather have the cash. I don't know. Why are like cash rewards a thing? I feel like that's the reason why. And it also gives people more of a reason to help look for her. I don't know, but I'm letting you guys know that Tommy and I are doing everything we can. And it's just like, I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared.
There's also another aspect to it too, Amber, is that your cat is a Russian blue, which has a blue coat. And for those who don't know, blue-coated animals, or animals with harlequin colors, which are like the blue, black, and white, are animals that are sought after. Like those particular coat colors are so popular that people will literally steal animals out of yards because of that particular coat color. So you have to be very careful with blue colored animals, because a lot of people seek them because just based on how beautiful the coat color is. Like, they're the first animals to always go on the shelter purely based on the color of their coat. So the fact that your cat is a Russian blue probably puts it in even more danger of not being returned to you purely based on its coat color.
It feels like I can't continue on with my life until I find her, and it just feels heavy and it feels lonely. And instead of letting like the depression and the pain of losing Rarity keep me from doing what I have to do on a day-to-day basis.
3 days later.
So it's a tradition that you hide the pickle in the Christmas tree and then you have to find it. While Tommy's at work, I'm gonna hide it in the tree, and then she's gonna have to find it.
End of flashback.
Her well-being is what is pushing me and pushing me and pushing me. I just don't really know what else to say about the situation. Like, I just beat myself up constantly, and I literally hate myself right in this current moment, because it's like, ugh, why couldn't I have just closed the fucking door the whole way? Like, I genuinely don't understand why it had to happen.
And that's the thing, Amber, it was never supposed to happen. It was because of your pure laziness. It wasn't some divine cosmic power that made you leave the door open. It wasn't foretold in the stars. It is your incompetence to follow through with anything which let your cat out. Completely 100% on you.
I am one of those people who are like, everything happens for a reason, but bro, I can't find a reason for this. Thankfully, it's no longer snowing. It has completely melted. So maybe she'll find her way back home before I find her. The looking and the finding and the posting has not stopped. Again, if you guys have any more advice that you want to give me, please message me on Instagram. I am willing to take any and all advice. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
The only piece of advice I could offer to you, Amber, is just don't get any more pets, because you're just undeserving of them, full stop. But this is the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, I hope to see you lovely people in the next one. Bye-bye.